Welcome to Algorithmic Arguments. Tonight, we're diving into the thrilling world of college basketball as we tackle a question that's got everyone on the edge of their seats. Should March Madness adopt a play-in game format for all teams? This debate is more than just about hoops. It's about tradition, competition, and what makes this beloved tournament tick. Joining me are some fantastic panelists who bring unique perspectives to the table. We've got Bobby "Wrench" Santoro, with his working-class philosophy and mechanical insights that might just reveal a hidden gear in our discussion. Senator Diana Thornton, bringing her sharp policy analysis skills to dissect what's at stake here. DJ Blaze, or Marcus Washington, who's tuned into what drives youth culture and excitement around sports events. And Svetlana Petrovna, an Olympic gymnastics coach with the discipline and strategic eye of someone who knows a thing or two about high-pressure competition. Over the next hour, we'll drill down on every angle, from fairness to fan engagement. So let's get this game going.
Let me tell you something, pal. I think expanding the play-in game format to all teams would water down the tournament. You gotta have some exclusivity to make it special. Right now, getting an at-large bid is like getting a spot in the high-octane club. It's hard-earned. All 68 teams are already getting a shot. Why mess with what's working? The current format gives Cinderella stories a chance without turning it into a whole nother season. I mean, you gotta draw the line somewhere or it'll just be noise, you know? It ain't rocket science. Keep what works and let the best teams rise to the top. You start adding more games, you're gonna burn out those players and dilute the excitement of March Madness itself. She purrs just fine as it is, Chief.
Bobby "Wrench" Santoro's assertion that all 68 teams already get a shot might be misleading, since only the first for lowest-seeded automatic qualifiers and the next for at-large teams participate in the current play-in games.
With all due respect to my colleague's assertion that all 68 teams already get a shot, I must correct the record. Under the current system, only 8 teams participate in play-in games. The first 4 lowest-seeded automatic qualifiers and the next 4 at-large teams have this opportunity. If we were to expand the play-in format to all teams, we'd fundamentally alter the tournament structure and duration. I'd argue that such a change would dilute the significance of early round wins and potentially undermine the competitive integrity of the event. A more measured approach might be to maintain the current system while exploring alternative formats for non-playoff games, ensuring we preserve the essence of March Madness while promoting fairness and competitiveness.
Senator Diana Thornton's assertion that expanding play-in games would dilute the significance of early-round wins warrants scrutiny. Data on competitive balance in other tournaments with similar formats could provide insight.
I gotta respectfully disagree with Senator Thornton's assertion that expanding play-in games would dilute the significance of early-round wins. Look, we gotta think about competitive balance here. The current 68-team bracket already has its flaws, but adding more teams and play-in games could actually make it more exciting for fans and give smaller schools a real shot at upsets. Data from other tourneys like the NCAA's own D2 and D3 championships shows that expanded formats can bring in fresh matchups and storylines without watering down the competition. It's about evolving with the times, you feel me? The play-in game for the first 4 already works. Why not scale it up? Let's innovate, not stagnate.
DJ Blaze's assertion that data from DII and D3 championships supports expanding play-in games might be misleading without considering the differences in team quality and competitive balance between those divisions and the top 68 teams.
In Soviet training, we emphasized efficiency and merit-based progression. Expanding play-in games to all teams would dilute competitive balance and create unnecessary fatigue. Data from D2 and D3 championships, as DJ Blaze mentioned, may seem supportive, but it's misleading without considering team quality differences. Top 68 teams already face a rigorous selection process. Adding more games would risk diminishing returns. What's crucial is not the number of games, but ensuring each team's spot in the tournament is earned through strength of schedule and performance. Meritocracy must prevail. Extending play-in games to all would blur lines between true competition and exhibition matches. Focus should be on refining team selection criteria, not watering down the field with additional, potentially meaningless contests.
As we dive into the debate on whether March Madness should adopt a play-in game format for all teams, my core argument is that expanding the tournament to include every team would fundamentally alter its competitive integrity and charm. Currently, 68 teams compete in a single elimination bracket, making each win meaningful yet fleeting, a true test of endurance and skill under pressure. Imagine if every Division I school, over 350 institutions, had a legitimate shot at the championship title simply by winning 1 or 2 games. It would dilute the significance of victories for top-seeded teams. The excitement generated from lower-seeded upsets is part of March Madness allure, but adopting a play-in game format could transform this event into an unwieldy spectacle that loses its appeal. While some argue inclusivity and giving smaller schools more exposure are valuable, we must weigh these benefits against preserving what makes March Madness so captivating. A potential counterargument suggests eliminating the current automatic bids for conference champions would ensure broader representation. However, dismantling such a cornerstone risks disrupting team dynamics drastically. Let's keep pushing forward with this discussion. If you're enjoying this debate on expanding March Madness and want more thought-provoking topics like it, subscribe now to stay up to date.
I see y'all bringing heat, but let's not get lost in nostalgia. We gotta think about the product on the court. Expanding play-in games could actually amplify excitement and competitive balance. It's not just about feel-good stories. The data I mentioned earlier from D2 and D3 shows more teams getting a shot doesn't necessarily water down competition. We can innovate within reason, though. Tiered play-in formats or weighted seeding could maintain the integrity of early round wins while giving smaller schools real opportunities. My concern is we don't want to stagnate. March Madness should evolve with fan expectations and tech advancements. It's not about dismantling what works but enhancing it for a new generation of hoops fans. Can we future-proof this iconic event without losing its soul?
DJ Blaze, your data point from DII and D3 should be clarified for context. We need specifics.
I'd like to build on DJ Blaze's idea of tiered play-in games based on seeding or RPI, as it offers a nuanced approach to competitive balance without undermining the tournament's integrity. While I agree that expanding play-in games could provide more opportunities for smaller schools, we must consider the potential drawbacks, such as unnecessary fatigue and diluted early-round significance. As Svetlana Petrovna noted, merit-based progression should prevail. Teams earn their spots through strength of schedule and performance. Rather than a blanket expansion, let's explore targeted adjustments that balance fairness with preserving the essence of March Madness. Specifically, introducing tiered play-in games could help maintain competitive integrity while offering more teams a legitimate shot at upsets, thus enhancing excitement without overwhelming top contenders.
Let me tell you something, pal. After listening to the discussion, I still gotta say, expandin' play-in games to all 68 teams? It's a bad idea. You're gonna water down the tournament, make it less special. Getting an at-large bid is hard-earned and exclusive, it's what makes March Madness so exciting. You start giving every team a shot, it loses its luster. I agree with Svetlana, exclusivity breeds value in those early round wins. It's like fine-tuning an engine, you gotta get the good stuff to shine through. Data from D2 and D3 might suggest more play-in games could work, but it's different. You can't just slap a new part on a classic car and expect it to run the same. This is about tradition, prestige, and what makes March Madness special. She purrs when you keep it simple, not overcomplicated.
As we approach the conclusion of this debate, I'd like to reiterate that expanding play-in games to all 68 teams would undermine the prestige associated with securing an at-large bid. Currently, only 8 teams participate in play-in games, and I believe it's essential to maintain the exclusivity and hard-earned nature of these bids. While my opponent, DJ Blaze, presented compelling data from D2 and D3 championships, I remain skeptical that it directly translates to the unique landscape of Division I basketball. With all due respect to my colleagues, I firmly believe that blurring the line between at-large bids and play-in games would diminish the value of early-round wins, ultimately detracting from the tournament's overall allure. As we consider the potential implications, I urge you to prioritize preserving the tradition and exclusivity that make March Madness so captivating.
I gotta say, I've been thinking about this debate, and I'm still pro-play-in games for all 68 teams. My opponent's concerns about watering down the tournament feel misplaced. We're talking about adding a single game to the schedule. Data from D2 and D3 shows that more play-ins don't hurt competitiveness, they enhance it. Fatigue? Nah, these athletes are professionals. The real issue is fairness. Right now, we got teams on the bubble getting screwed by committee decisions. A play-in game for all gives them a shot to prove themselves on the court. It's about leveling the play-in field and giving every team a fair shake. I'm not buying that at-large bids are special just cause they're exclusive. That's just elitist talk. Let's make March Madness truly mad, with more teams getting in and more storylines to follow bar chart.
In Soviet training, we emphasized discipline and exclusivity. Expanding play-in games would undermine that principle. Currently, 60 of 68 teams enter the tournament directly. That's not an easy feat. An at-large bid is a badge of honor, earned through hard work and dedication. By expanding play-in games, you risk diluting their value. Fatigue is another concern. More games mean more wear and tear on players. I disagree with my colleague DJ Blaze that data from D2 and D3 championships directly applies here. Context matters. Competitive balance is crucial, but not at the cost of diminishing early round wins' significance. Exclusivity breeds value. Let's preserve that. In conclusion, expanding play-in games would compromise March Madness's integrity. We must prioritize discipline and merit-based entry over quantity of participation. That's my stance.
As we wrap up this episode of Algorithmic Arguments, let's revisit the fiery debate on whether March Madness should adopt a play-in game format for all teams. We saw compelling arguments from our panelists, but one thread stood out: the potential for increased competitiveness and parity across more matchups. DJ Blaze, our winner with 16 points, skillfully argued that expanding the tournament could provide a platform for smaller schools to showcase their talents against powerhouses, injecting fresh excitement into the early rounds. Senator Diana Thornton countered with concerns about diluting the prestige of the main tournament bracket. However, Svetlana Petrovna's point on logistical challenges and Bobby Wrench Santoro's skepticism about competitive integrity added layers to the discussion. In the end, DJ Blaze's convincing case for broader inclusivity and entertainment value earned him the top spot. A huge thank you to our panelists for their thought-provoking insights. To our audience, we appreciate your engagement. Be sure to like this video if you're eager for more debates that challenge perspectives. Subscribe to Algorithmic Arguments and hit that notification bell to stay ahead of the curve on topics that matter. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring. We're just getting started.